Welcome to our weekly Back to Basics series. This week it is all about reduce. What exactly am I being asked to reduce? Is this an instruction or kind of just a suggestion? This is really great timing to look into reduce when Christmas is just a few weeks away. I want us to find out what it means for us today, what difference it can make for tomorrow when we understand reduce. Kia ora, my name is Kathleen Ingshu. I'm with Vision Aotearoa. And last week was my very first post, and I have to say thank you so much for your kind feedback. And I apologize for my creative spelling of extraordinary. Honest feedback is such a great help, and I appreciate it. I really want to also put out there an invitation, same invitation that I give to my workshops, that if the topic that we're talking about triggers a memory for you, please, if you're comfortable, share it with our group so that we can all learn more, understand more. And if you have any questions, there's no need to wait till the end. Jump in, ask your question, and let's talk it out so that we can all move along together. So let's begin. Let's talk about reduce, and what better way to start than with a karakia. Ka inoi tātou. E te atua, hō mai kia mātou, tō rangi marie, tō aroha, tō kaha, tō māramatanga, mō tēnei rā. Āmene. If there's one thing about me that you will find out, I love Proverbs, and this one is a really good one. Ma te kimi ka kite, ma te kite ka mōhio, ma te mōhio ka mārama. Seek and discover, discover and know and become enlightened. What a fantastic saying that encourages you to keep on learning. Don't rely on someone else to do the homework for you. You learn, you discover, and whatever you learn, pass it on. Just like last week, I touched on the importance of recycling. I left you with an action plan to starve the beast and keep it going. That statement will make perfect sense to those who watch that post. Perhaps you haven't seen it, so I encourage you, check it out. But we're going to be looking at the 3 R's. I have a feeling right now, I'm pretty confident, that you are telling me what they are automatically. Look how well the saying has made it into your memory. How did it get there? Was it school, your parents, council, government? Did I see it on a bus stop? It's actually all of the above. The power of repetition, simple and to the point, very much like Proverbs. There is a little bit of debate behind the 3 R's. So here's what we're going to do a little seeking, discovering. What we know is that back in 1970, April 22nd, the newspaper article is telling us about Earth Day. And every year since then, on the 22nd of April, it is marked on the calendar, this is Earth Day. It started where people had become aware of the pollution problem, of factories that were just dumping their toxic chemicals in the ground that was close to waterways. People were falling sick. Of course, people get angry. And when we get angry, we protest. And I love to look at protest signs. And the second photo, I love how people take the time. They want to make a point, a statement. And you couldn't get more clear. If you aren't part of the solution, then you are part of the pollution. That is a kaitiaki speaking right there. That's a guardian, someone who wants to care for the land and for the people. Because we remember, ko au te whenua ko au. I am the land and the land is me. We are actually connected. But this 3 R's, what happened? At that time, people protested, and when people get together, that moves governments. 6 years later, a new law was passed. It's called the Resource Conservation and Recovery Act. Bit of a mouthful, RCRA. And today it still remains a vital piece that protect our environment, protecting communities, restoring land, and conserving resources across the nation. People moved the government. It works. But we still have a problem. It's not just the factories. It has become part of our cycle. We are making loads of unnecessary waste. So that's where, from around that time, this slogan, reduce, reuse, recycle, came from that time. It was a regulation of the best practice for businesses to follow, and then they went, not only businesses need to follow it, people need to follow it. I really like whoever created this graphic, this image, and my thanks to the creator, because the images actually reinforce the action. It makes perfect sense to me. I get it. It's so clear. This slogan has stood the test of time, and it keeps getting improved upon. But let's go back, even further back. I'm going to reuse this image from the recycle post. Let's flip our questions and ask ourselves, what would the Indigenous mind be thinking about reduce? I wonder if you've heard this. Take only memories, leave nothing but footprints. The photo here is of an American Indian chief called Seattle. A very well-respected chief. So much so that the city was named after him. Where my mum was born, Seattle, Washington. And I didn't know that. Take only memories, leave nothing but footprints. This has reduced your impact on the environment, written all over it, through it, under it, all over. Our impact on the environment with our rubbish, our waste, buying unnecessary things that are used just once. What a tragedy. Chief Seattle's quote is seen at the entrance of every national park. It's clear, it's simple, and it's to the point. Some of them look like this. And again, I love the footprint. That's pretty clever. Please take litter home. Leave only footprints. And the other one is take nothing but photographs. Leave nothing but footprints. Keep nothing but memories. Isn't it amazing? It's teaching us to be responsible for what you buy, what you have. I went on a 4-day hike when I was in Form 4, which today is year 10, and we went around the Abel Tasman National Park. Beautiful. If you get a chance, go. It's an amazing journey. The school sent home to our parents a list of what we would need to pack to carry on our hike because no one else was going to carry it. And it was heavy. I felt the impact of what I had to take with me. And with that kind of thinking, How do I reduce my impact on the land? When someone's going to follow behind me, am I going to leave a trail of unnecessary, pointless, used only once rubbish? How can I be a good ancestor? How can I apply Chief Seattle's quote, take only memories, leave only footprints, to my everyday life? I'm so excited about this next photo, and I'm truly inspired. There is a new tribe that is growing around the world, and they are serious about reduce. They share with each other online in workshops the amazing things they have learned, discovered, and they pass it on. They are so generous with their information. What I like about them is they protest by not wasting their hard-earned money on unnecessary single-use items. Those things that are used only once and thrown away. What a waste of money. This family took a good look at the rubbish that came out of their house, which is a great place to start. Be honest, have a look at your rubbish. And they followed the money. What are they spending their money on? What's unnecessary? Do we even need this? Wow, those are really honest questions. They had a look around. They searched even further to find, is there a swap? Is there something else that we could use? And by following these tips that had been shared to them around the tribe, 6 months later, that's all the trash that they made. It fits in a mason jar. How incredible is that? But not only that, there are those who can now fit 5 years worth of rubbish in that same size jar. That's incredible. The footprints of change we make are not only for ourselves, but it's for our children and their children. Remember, we're actually all caretakers of the land. One of the great tips that I saw was they have such incredible new swaps. They're so helpful, they're so practical. And yes, I'm showing women's sanitary pads. But I'll tell you what, men, this will save you not only so much money every year, but it's going to save you that embarrassing moment of standing in that aisle in the supermarket and trying to remember what color was that packet again. How incredible. They have a better option and saving you money. We also have a photo of these bamboo toothbrushes. The plastic ones, yes, they have to get thrown out. But these ones, you can either compost them, or here they've been turned into plant labels. Cool, clever. And even the hand soap. Just by making a little swap and not getting the soap, the liquid soap that comes in a bottle, and then you throw it out and buy another one and you repeat. Here, there's no waste. And you can even learn how to make your own, which is amazing. I love the swaps. And I was really impressed that they also have nappies. Reusable nappies. And they look so cool. Much easier than the ones our parents had, which were the square cloth nappies. But I also looked into a few parts of the world that still today use no nappy. Parts of Africa. They don't have nappies. They potty train them from birth. How incredible is that? But a lot of the things that our zero waste tribe do and the swaps that they have are not actually new. A lot of them are things our parents did and their parents did. Because the rubbish and the wastefulness and the single-use items really only came about in the last 20 years. That's when they really started to get crazy. And what a difference and an impact that has made. And we need to reduce. We need to look at things in a totally different way. What can we do? It's homework time. And just like our proverb, I want you to think of Chief Seattle's words. Take only memories. Leave nothing but footprints. That's what reduce really means. It's that kind of thinking. And looking at what changes can I make. I want you to seek out the zero waste tribe. I want you to discover one swap, one first step that makes you say, yep, I can do that. I can start there. I want you to know after putting it in practice that you will become aware of how you have reduced your impact, your footprint on the earth. My first step was a reusable coffee cup. And I'd love to ask, and I'd love to hear actually, what's your first step going to be? And if you've already done a first step, then what's your next step? I thank you for your time. You can join me next week when we open up the door to reuse. Let's close in prayer. Ka inoi tātou. Kia tau, kia tātou katoa, te ata whai o tō tātou ariki, a ihu karaiti, me te aroha o te atua, me te whiwhi ngā tahitanga ki te wairua tapu, ake. Āmeni.